So, after a pretty aggressive end to last episode, um, we're back. And the only thing that's happened is I walked into the house and nighttime hit. So, at the end of last episode, we managed to get some coal. We got a lot of wood, which that's going to be really nice. This should last us for quite some time. Some cobblestone, a few saplings, and of course, we have some torches. So, I think the very first thing I'm going to do is let's build a chest. I think a single furnace will do us nicely. Um. Whoa. That seems placed randomly. Is there a way for me to orient this? Guess not. Okay, we're gonna rock a furnace on the side. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of that. That bothers me less. So yeah, let's just go ahead and start expanding somewhat. Get us some more room in here because having a space this cramped is gonna be pretty rough in the long term. So having some more space would be super cool. Okay, another surprise jump cut, but here we are. Again, nothing's really changed. Just had to deal with some IRL stuff. Yeah, I'm trying to think of kind of an idea for how I want this area to look. Normally I like to deal in 3x3 boxes, but I think this time we're just going to, holy cow, is there something I don't understand about orientation? Oh, okay, well, that works. Looks like you still gotta have a space above, but there we go, we got storage. So that's really nice. We'll leave that on us. Some of that on us too. But there we go. It's already beginning to become day out, which is nice. But anyways, so yeah, this time we're gonna have even number, we'll have an odd number here, and the odd number is just so we can start digging down. So speaking of my days way back when playing Minecraft, I was on a laptop, as I said earlier, and because I was on a laptop, there was this, or I was about to say there's this ability, there's this lack of an ability to use my scroll wheel to go through my items. So I would use my hotbar like I am now. And that's actually a habit that I haven't been able to shake, even though I've been playing Minecraft for literally years after that. I have continued to just use my hotbar, even though I've been on a PC for genuinely a little over a decade now. Almost a decade, maybe. So, yeah, that's pretty wild, but old habits die hard, so. But this is so cool. The small differences between alpha and some of the later versions, like the cobblestone texture. I love the way this looks, and I don't think it's just nostalgia speaking. There's just something about it that just, I don't know, it feels like fantastical almost. Holy cow. All right. Okay. All right. That's a man, that was an encounter. Okay. But yeah, the textures, they just feel like special. They feel like an indie game. They feel like you're transported to another world. I think modern Minecraft has this obsession with just being too, it tries too hard. That's like the only way I can describe it. It tries too hard to be so many things, like an all-encompassing experience. It tries to be too realistic. This version of Minecraft, old Minecraft, doesn't have to try, it just does. Looks like there's a little cave opening, which is low-key what I'm searching for right now, because if we can find cave, that doesn't look like it'll be anything. That's gonna help us a lot. Don't know if this will go down very far, but can always check. Gotta love the cave noises. And it's nothing. However, there was some coal, so we'll go ahead and grab that. But yeah, the pivotal moment in Minecraft's history that turned it from a game like this, where you're obviously transported to both another time and place with different rules, and traded that experience for a more realistic one, I would say, is the transition from beta 1.7.3 in 2011 to beta 1.8 adventure update part 1. And beta 1.8 did a lot of things right. I think sprinting was a really good idea. It was a good mechanic to add to the game. Don't think it took anything away. You know, moving slowly, you know, it has its... I can't even really give it any pluses. I mean, I guess if you take the game at a slower pace, you could say like, oh, you know, you'll enjoy stuff a little bit more. Can I not? How does this... What? Can you not place... Okay, you can only place it on grass or sand if it's waterlogged. I have no idea, but yeah, I think sprinting was a good thing. When the hunger system was initially announced, I despised it. And we're back yet again. But the hunger mechanic, when it was first introduced and revealed that it was going to be a thing, the Minecraft forums, Minecrafters online, you know, pretty much everyone was very up in arms about the idea that there was going to be a system like hunger, you know, dictating, you know, the new sprint function and all these other things. But realistically, I think hunger being introduced didn't have a catastrophic in itself, a catastrophic effect on the game and the game's development and the direction. Well, actually, no, pause. It didn't have a catastrophic effect on the game itself. What it did have a catastrophic effect on was where the game was going. So again, like prior to 1.8, Minecraft was very unique in its mechanics, very unique in how it presented itself. You know, it didn't take itself too seriously, but there were things about it that made it incredibly unique, and I think that's why Minecraft rose to the popularity that it did. But then with beta 1.8 and hunger, what would be the purpose in adding hunger? Now, you could say, just very surface level, the only reason hunger was added was to satisfy the idea of something like a sprint system. Which, obviously, balancing that, it's a good way of doing it. You know, you have to eat to have energy to sprint. That's all well and fine. But that was the first step in the direction of making sure that Minecraft almost made sense. And then, you know, like at this version, there were some pre-generated structures. I say some, actually. I think dungeons might be the only thing. But even so, you know, there were dungeons with spawners and chests, so there was some kind of lore, even if unexplored. You know, it was there. Did we break into something else? Looks like it, which is actually really cool because we haven't gotten lucky finding any really cool alpha caves yet. So hopefully this is one. But anyway, so yeah, there's this unexplored lore in these earlier games, earlier versions, And leaving it open-ended and ambiguous, I think, was almost Minecraft's greatest strength, because people simultaneously took it for granted, like, oh yeah, there's spawners, there's monsters in this world. But now with the game just being as, like, fleshed out as it is in everything that it tries to do, the ambiguity that made the game scary almost in the first place. Because, like, this right now, this is, like, liminal, like, almost, like, scary, right? You remove that liminality from it, and the game just becomes, I won't say dull, but definitely had its identity diluted from the version of the game we're playing right now. Man, it really sounds like we're about to break into a big cave. There's some very, very unhappy peeps in this area. Dear Lord Almighty, that scared me. What the heck? I pressed some kind of auto walk. Okay, do not press Z. Z is off limits, but oh my gosh, that scared me. Alright. So, I don't know how strong skeletons are in this version of the game. It's been literally years and years and years since I've played this, but what I do see is some iron. I would say that's worth grabbing. There's like a vein of 5, which is pretty sick. Oh, sugar. Alright, well, guess we're going. Oh! Oh, Lord. Okay. No, you're gonna stop. We're gonna have cease and desist. Nope. Holy crap. Okay. I hear multiple zombies. Alright, we're gonna get out of here. Okay. Not a fan. No, just quite simply not a fan. Holy cow, you move through water slowly. I kinda like it, though. In modern versions, you can just zip up in an instant. But we've established that there is indeed a cave down here. Just really for this to exist. I take that back. I heard something coming from that direction, so we'll explore that more in the future. But, yeah, I don't know. Minecraft's identity. Now, an interesting thing to consider is that all of this is simply nostalgia talking. Minecraft doesn't have any kind of deeper meaning, and just take it for what it is. It's an indie sandbox game with blocks, right? And there's absolutely nothing wrong with viewing the game like that, because I think, again, in a way, that's almost how the game should be viewed. But at this point, I'm just yapping. I forgot the clouds would just come through the higher terrain and objects in the game at this point for absolutely no reason. But I remember so many YouTube series where people would build like these sky bases and these mob spawners at world height, and the clouds would just come through the base. I always thought it was super funny. So we made it back. We have a whole lot of coal, which is really cool. We have some iron too. We got a little bit more leather. We have some food now. As well as some gunpowder. But, you know, food in this is handled pretty differently from other versions of Minecraft. So in this, they don't stack, right? Like, I can't put that in there. And as soon as this turns into a cooked pork chop, I'm not going to be able to put the cooked pork chop on the cooked pork chop. Everything is separate. So that's what's unique. However, another thing that's unique about this version, I didn't really get to demonstrate it, but when I opened the door, you'll saw my health regenerated and the pork chop's gone. Yeah, the way you would regenerate in this was just by eating, and it was an instantaneous action. I'm not sure if you can eat when you're full. Quite frankly, we don't have any other food, so I don't really want to find out right now. But yeah. So we're just going to keep digging it. And yeah, I know we have this coal right here, but I'm not worried about that right now. We're just going to mine like it's no one's business. Because it's really not. I think one of the things that old Minecraft did really well, and it did it correctly enough to give it its cult status, is the feeling of isolation. So that's something I was kind of hitting on earlier, but instead my blabble kind of just muted all of it out. Let's go. We want as much iron as we can get. But the feeling of isolation made the game eerie without being objectively scary, and it made people hesitant to just go out on their own and you know, like go super far within caves without torches and stuff. But now in my eyes there's almost this comfort with the game, you know, having villagers, having even pillagers, you know, enemy factions and whatever. It's so much less isolating. The world does obviously feel significantly more alive, but it feels less intimidating. You know, in theory, I could spawn in modern Minecraft next to a village or in a village, have a bed, break the hay bales down into hay, make the hay into bread, and then, you know, raid their farms. And by the time I do all of that, you're talking like a very, very, very significant amount of the game, the things that, you know, we're not exactly struggling in. Like, we have resources, we have food by, I think today's the 3rd day. But you completely eliminate that early game kind of grinder unknowingness of what to do. And even, this is a more controversial take, but the recipe book that exists, I think the button's down here to the side or something like that, in modern Minecraft that allows you to search for different recipes, I don't like it. Now, obviously, assuming that every kid that plays Minecraft is going to go to a wiki to find out how to craft a redstone repeater is a little off, a little presumptuous as well. But again, I think just the unexplored nature of it is really what allowed the game to flourish in the way it did. Start up discussion threads and all sorts of stuff. I'm curious, is this the same? It's the exact same breaking speed. Huh. That's gonna take some getting used to. But yeah, I don't know. The mystery is removed to an extent. And it can't be mysterious forever. I mean, literally anything, when done enough, is gonna become at least some form of monotonous. Or at least routinized to the point where it's no longer scary, intimidating, exciting, whatever you want to say. Is this a... Oh. I didn't know you could get 9 iron in a 10? Nah, Minecraft's gotta be tweaking. That's actually really cool, though. I thought 8 was the max up until recently with the Cave and Cliffs update that, you know, increased all the ores and made the ores into like these ore chunks instead of dropping the whole block, but whatever. There are a lot of things that modern Minecraft does really, really, really well, though. I think it has one of the most seamless multiplayer experiences that you can have in gaming in general, which is really, really cool. Now, I personally don't pay for a realm. When my friends and I want to play on a server, we will either play on a public one such as Hypixel. If we want a more intimate experience, one of us will either port forward on our own routers, whipping out the server jar file, or we will go and use a hosting service. So, you know, it's not the most approachable game to play with your friends. You know, it takes some effort and some knowledge or some money potentially to play with your friends on Java. But when you're in the game, there are so few game-breaking bugs and issues and imbalances and all these other things that inhibit so many other games from reaching the levels that Minecraft has, even if it has more advanced mechanics, better graphics, you know, whatever positive you want to potentially put in the conversation. Minecraft just does it all almost perfectly. And that level of cooperation, that level of fun, whatever you want to say, is just so stinking cool. Now, did I hear something? I think it was just me walking. level reveal. There is no, am I insane? There's no Y level. Huh. Okay. Cool beans. Oh. That's pretty crazy. Okay. So we did find diamonds, which probably means it's about time for us to take all of our iron and go smelt it. Can we get the fabled 24? We can. That's pretty cool. So now that we've gotten 24, that means that we can... Sorry, some under? No. Oh, this is bedrock. Oh, shoot. Okay, we're pretty low then. So just redstone. Oh, it's just one diamond? That's kind of lame. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know this was bedrock, but we can go ahead. Oh, we got... Oh! Okay, 3, probably 4. Most likely 4, but... Yeah, that's cool. It's kind of fabled situation coming straight down. We've come across every ore in the game other than lapis. I don't even know if lapis was in this version, but you know, we found coal, gold, iron, redstone, diamond at the very bottom. That's really cool. But yeah, so other than multiplayer, modern Minecraft also does, and again, all of this, I want to be speaking for the Java version exclusively, because obviously if you were to play Bedrock, which is on all the consoles, the phone, Windows as well, it's a different experience, because you have a much easier time of playing with your friends. You know, you just join a party. I think you can just play with your friends like that. There's not a convoluted system to it. It's very organic in how it does everything, and you know, I think that that's really cool that Bedrock exists. I just wish that the game were optimized better, and also just kind of knew what it wanted to do a little bit more. I feel like right now, Bedrock is just kind of like guesswork with most of what it does. Its mechanics aren't the same as Java's. Uh, it has different ways of doing a lot of things, actually. But we ended up having the exact amount of iron that I was looking for, because we had 29. And what you can do with 29 iron is build a full suit of iron, pickaxe, and a sword. So that's actually really cool that we ended up with that much. But let's see, I want to go ahead and get another chest up. I do need one more plank, which is high key cursed, but that's whatever. Right there. Now, something I don't know. Do we have signs in this version? I have no idea. I believe so. We do. Can you put them on chests? No. Put them on the walls next to it. The answer to that one's yes. Can you put them on top? No. Okay. We'll just rock to the left of the chest. So we'll say this is organics, mob drops, etc. And then we'll say up. Oh, forgot. You only get one. You don't get 3. Old Minecraft moment. That's another thing. Another good thing about modern Minecraft is you get more than one sign, which that's pretty cool. This is inorganics. For the time being, that should be enough to hold us over. So, you know, like a lot of this cobble, we'll keep a stack on us. It's a little different. Actually, now that I'm looking at this, oh, I just pressed auto walk again. I'm going to unbind that if possible. It's not even on here. Okay, so just don't. Was it Z? Let's see, how did I do it? And now it's not letting me. Now I feel like I'm insane. Whatever. Oh, see, it happened again. So is it? I don't know. I have no idea what's happening. Anyways. But there are other things. So one of the biggest criticisms of this version of the game, the block palette is very, very limited when compared to the more modern versions of Minecraft. And that's something that, you know, some people take issue with. But I find that with the more content I watch on these older versions by modern Minecrafters who know what they're doing, and even back in the day before people really knew how to texture and how to shade their buildings and whatnot with all the modern building techniques, the really cool thing about Minecraft to me is that people were able to make whatever they wanted and make it look cool with the, 40 or however many blocks are in this. Actually, it might not even be that many. But modern Minecraft, has thousands of items. And so many different, different colored blocks. Holy gosh. Okay. We gotta stick to one route. I'm actually gonna remove this for now, because I don't want us to think that we've been that way. We'll make sure that stays unexplored. Yeah, super basic block palette. So many buildings were made out of the classic oak wood and cobblestone combo. Not even oak wood, just straight up wood. There wasn't an alternative. You had this version of wood, and that was it. Oak. Now it's playing Sweden. In my eyes, probably the most infamous Minecraft song, but that can be argued. Pigstep's pretty good. Interesting enough, I actually heard Pigstep for the very first time not too long ago. You see, I took a very long break from Minecraft because I'd felt myself getting... bored's not even the right word. I had felt myself just getting Minecrafted out in a way. My favorite part of Minecraft is always the early game, without exception. I love the new world feeling. Holy cow, dude. Let me think, is this the way I want to go? That's probably the same as that cave, but let me make sure there's nothing else. So maybe blocking this off would be... But yeah, I took a very long break from the game, and of course I played on the Nether update a little bit, but it wasn't enough for me to like stay attached to the game and follow with all the updates and everything. I messed that up, but if we do this, it'll contain itself. Look at that. So now we can start heading down here. See, I heard Pigstep for the first time, but there are a lot of really large and significant updates to Minecraft that I just straight up missed out on, and I've missed when caves were like this. I think Minecraft did this weird thing where alpha caves, you'd have random ones that were like this. You'd almost always have obsidian at the bottom if you found a good one. But eventually in beta and in the earlier release versions of the game, I feel like it just took a lot of the charm out of caves, and they became very monotonous and less wild. Like right now, I pride myself to an extent on my sense of direction, but I feel like if I spent a little bit too long not being very mindful of where I'm going, I am going to get lost. And I know I'm passing gold, I understand, but... slimes? I didn't even know slimes were in this. Let's see. Oh, I guess that trick doesn't work in this version. Oh, it does. You gotta time it a little differently. Dig through this gravel pit. At the very least, it gives us some flint. But we are close to diamond level, so you never know if we'll dig something cool up. I'm gonna say we don't. I think we've used our luck having diamonds at the end of the mine shaft, but again, you never know. Oi. Okay, that's a thing. And our shovel's gone. I doubt there's gonna be anything, so probably gonna let that be that. But just because why not? Alright, that works. This... Okay, 2 zombies. The slime... Okay. Oh, hello. Shoot the... Oh my gosh. I forgot, these guys hit really hard. Alright. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna light this up somewhat. Actually, can we find this slime? That is peculiar. Alright, yeah, this is otherworldly. But we're gonna go ahead and get back up to the surface, I think, and see if we can just build our armor, come back a little stronger, because right now I feel like we're gonna get killed by virtually anything that we want to. Ooh, I forgot. Just so we don't lose track of where we're going. Let's build a little Y arrow. That doesn't look like an arrow. Oh my gosh. What if I did like... Sure, man. Meaning like, hey, go down there. Because that's the area of the cave that we want to flesh out, but... Anyways, yeah, I think that's probably a good enough time as any to call it quits on today's episode. Don't know when I will release another episode. Could be tomorrow, could be a week from now, could be 6 months from now, could be never. Never know how I feel when it comes to this sort of stuff, so we'll see. But I just thought, for my own nostalgia's sake, and maybe someone else's if they come across this who wanted to join my rambling session about nonsensical stuff, I hope you've enjoyed. Hope you have a good rest of your night or day, if that's what you're dealing with on another part of the world. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining me.